I was suddenly thrown into a life of disability. I was in a wheelchair. In the summer of 2002, I started to feel quite unwell. Saw lots of GPs, saw consultants, had test after test, and in the end they diagnosed me with something very, very rare called transverse myelitis. And what that is it's inflammation of the base of the spinal cord. It fits in with a family of multiple sclerosis, really. And then in January 2005, I was struck down by what they think was meningitis. And I was rushed into hospital, and at this point I was paralysed. The darkest moments of where I was just lay on the hospital bed, unable to move, and not knowing whether that was going to be my future. Thankfully my parents were willing to sacrifice really the whole of their quality of life, and they agreed that I could go and live with them, and they would change something. They would find a way. They said they'd find a way. So I'd been stripped of my house, my job, my friends, my car, everything that was all things that we take for granted, really. That had all been stripped away, but then it started to be given back to me. I met my husband and given something I never thought I'd have ever. I never thought I'd be married. I never thought that anybody would ever want to take on somebody with a disability. I didn't really see that anyone would ever see through that. I just thought that it would just be a burden. So we never let my disability stop us doing anything. We travel, and we always loved going to one event every August bank holiday, and I'd always go in a wheelchair, and again my poor husband would have to push me around. Some years it was fine, although one year it poured with rain so much it was just like flooded and puddles. Used to go and just really meet with God, and the worship, we loved the worship. The worship was just out of this world. I didn't go to the big top thinking that I was going to be healed. I didn't think that was going to be the night that my life was transformed at all. It was a really hot evening. It had been beautiful weather throughout the whole of the event, and this was on the Monday night now, so it was coming to a sort of an end. And at the end of it, my husband went in for prayer, and this man walked past me, and he said, "Oh, I can see you're sat in a wheelchair." And then he asked me a really difficult question. And that question was, "Well, do you think Jesus could heal you?" I said, "No, probably not." But he said, "I want to pray for you." He said, "But you've got to do something for me. And at the end of this," he says, "you've got to get out your wheelchair." And then at the end of it, he said, "You need to get out your chair now." Well, I knew I was not healed. I knew. I'd lived with a disability for 17 years, so I knew I wasn't healed. But then he came back. In the morning, he said, "When you get up, leave your sticks behind, stand tall, and you will be healed in Jesus' name." Woke up in the morning, still couldn't walk, and I was holding on to the sink because I couldn't actually stand up without holding on to something called my sticks because I had no balance. And as I was washing, I remembered what the man had said the night before. So I thought, got nothing to lose here, let's try. But I did 1 or 2 steps. I had perfect balance. I could jump, which I've not been able to do. Run, I could run. I could do everything. And it was just like really awesome. And it just blew us away. It just completely blew us away.